This is Eric Mwathe for the weekend of May 31st, 2014. Let's take a look at how US markets ended on Friday. You see here a little bit mixed picture with the Dow up 0.11%, S&P 500 up 0.18%, Nasdaq was slightly down. We see that the VIX was down, so was crude oil, and so was gold. Most of this was slightly down. But let's take a look for the week how the markets did. We see that the S&P 500 managed to close the week at all-time weekly closing highs yet again, with a gain of 1.21%. See that the Dow was also up for the week, closing at all-time weekly closing highs, up 0.67% for the week. And the Nasdaq was also up about 1.36%. And the Nasdaq is yet to break out to 52-week highs. So that's how the market did perform for this past and the last week of May. Let's take a look at the annotated charts to see what we have in terms of what to expect for the coming week. On the weeklies, the market looks okay, but we start seeing signs of trouble on the daily charts. So you can see here a nice gain, market back above that 10-week moving average right here. So back above the 10-week moving average, which is just what you want to see in a good market. And if you go to the dailies is where you start seeing signs of short-term resistance, I would call it. And this is best seen here on the Nasdaq daily and on the RSI price. So on the price, you'll see that this previous daily closing high there of 42.43 is where this market seems to be stalling right now. So that level here is being tested and seems to be that it is finding resistance there. Also, you can see that the RSI, this level here, this break point on the RSI here corresponds to the highs there. So we draw a straight line from there, and you see that the market is finding it difficult to move above this level here. Also looks like a double top short term here over the last couple of days. So on the daily, we start seeing signs of a tired market. Are we going to get a pullback? I'm not sure, but it's something we have to obviously keep in the back of our minds. Now, if we take a look at the Nasdaq hourly, you see there was this line we were watching here, this previous line connecting the high. So once we moved above that level there, market has been doing well. Also, there's a line on the hourly, this line here on the hourly, and it's been very good at telling you when the market is about to bounce short term. Every time you move above this line, market moves higher each time. As you can see here, each time we move above the line, there's a slight positive move in the market, and we moved above this level, which was here, bounced off this level here, which was this low here, and recently we bounced off that level, which is here. So on an hourly basis, there's signs of strength still in the market. One thing to keep in mind is as long as the Dow is holding above 69.10 on the monthly, which is what it's doing right now here, holding above 69.10 here, the market should do well, just like it did here in the late 90s, where it stayed above 69.10 for many years. So above 69.10 on the monthly, that's a healthy market. If you take a look at the Dow Weekly, closing at fresh all-time highs and still holding above the breakout level of 16,478, which was our buy signal on the way up. So that breakout continues to stay, and anything above that is bullish. And that's the takeaway on this one. Anything above the 16,478 is honestly a market that should do well over time. If we take a look at the Dow daily, you can now see signs of resistance just like in the Nasdaq, because if you take the top side of the RSI like that, you see that the market is trying to decide whether it wants to move above that declining top line or not. So here closing at fresh highs, but the technicals are not following through, which could be a problem, especially if we get a pullback off this formation. So that's something we need to watch. Also on the Dow 60-minute chart, you'll see that the RSI is showing possible resistance area. If you take the top side of the RSI like that, you can see the market is trading right there at resistance level. So either this is going to be resistance or the market is going to break out. Right now it looks like it is resistance. So day to day, hour to hour looks like resistance coming up in the market. If you take a look at the monthly for the Dow, it managed to close above 69.10 on the monthly there. And so as long as it's holding above 69.10, that's good. But if the market moves back below 69.10, that's bearish. Also, the market broke out to all-time monthly closing highs above 16,576.66. Anything moving the market back below this level here of 16,576 is going to be sell signal in the general market. So we need to watch this in the new month. Anything moving the Dow back below that level and anything moving the RSI below 69.10 is going to be bearish. So we have two things to watch here. Below 69.10, we can start thinking of ways to short the market, and also back below 15,576 is going to be a bearish signal. Anything above this level here in price is bullish. Anything above 69.10 in the RSI on the monthly is also going to be bullish. If we take a look at the S&P 500 weekly, closing at fresh 52-week highs, fresh all-time highs on the weekly. And we can see here, ever since we moved above 1881.14, we were sure the market would have a positive move, and it's got 2 weeks above that level. So there is your follow-through. Follow-through just means the market is strong and is showing momentum. We also moved above the declining top lines on the RSI, which is another sign of strength. So this market looks strong on a monthly level. If we take a look at the daily for the S&P 500, you can see that unlike the Dow and the Nasdaq, the S&P 500 is moving above resistance levels, as you can see, moving above the top side of the daily RSI. So if that continues being the case, we can give the market the benefit of the doubt here, just because this is not negative divergence. In fact, it's breakout here, which is also being confirmed by price breakout. So the daily on the S&P 500 looks a little bit better than the major averages, as in the Dow and the Nasdaq. If we take a look at the S&P 500 hourly, we can see again here on the hourly for the S&P 500, ever since it moved above this declining line on the hourly RSI here, about a week and a half ago, this breakout level here was that breakout level somewhere there. So as long as the market is holding above that breakout level or above this previous declining line on the RSI, so anything above this line is bullish.